Hello, everybody. Happy end of 2025. I cannot believe I am saying that. This year has gone by so fast for me. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but yes, we are at the end of 2025. And today I am going to be doing my count up of my sinking funds that I keep track of. Some are online only and some are stuffed into binders. And I do this every single month at the end of the month to see how I am making progress across all of my different categories for sinking funds. Some have goals, some are just constantly being built up and then being spent, but that is the whole purpose of saving money, is that you can definitely spend it when you need to. So welcome on in if you are new. I hope that you'll consider subscribing and join me on my budgeting journey. I have been cash budgeting for quite a few years now and started my journey on YouTube back in December of 2023. I became consumer debt free in April of 2025, so earlier this year. I only have a mortgage and I am excited to go into 2026 to achieve some really big goals. So join me on my journey. And I am Deidre. Hi, by the way. Very unique name. Almost nobody says it right, so that's okay if you don't as well. And a huge amount of love out to my returning subscribers. So yes, we are going to be counting up a whole bunch of categories. I have my laptop off to the side. You will never see the numbers shown on screen. I have formulas built in so that it tells me what's up, what's down, what's the total all together. And I'm going to start out with a couple online only accounts, so you will never see them ever being stuffed during a cash stuffing or being built up using savings challenges. These are categories that get money every single time I get paid. Money gets put into that. And yeah, so let's go from there. So we're going to start out with vehicle, which is related to anything vehicle, not gas related, but it is related to repairs, tires, windshield wipers. I've had to been buying a few parts here and there to help my dad, help fix just some small issues with my vehicle. My vehicle is 10 years old, so it's definitely not brand new, but not too many big issues. But at the end of November, I had $240.85 in there. I had to buy new tires this for the new winter season, so it is being built back up again. But at the end of December, it has $340.95. It does earn a little bit of interest, and typically when I have to purchase anything, I just move money from there into my checking account after I've purchased it. So it is up $100.10. Next up is household. It's related to buying things for household like laundry detergent, paper towel, toilet paper. If I needed to buy a whole new set of glasses for some reason, if I had to buy yeah, stuff like that, it is purchased from there. And at the end of November, I had $70.01 in there, and at the end of December, I have $35.02. So it's sort of become a revolving account. Next up is Christmas. Well, Christmas is over. I am recording this just before Christmas, but I hope everybody had a great Christmas if you celebrate it. If you celebrate Hanukkah, I hope you had an amazing Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever you observe during this holiday season. I hope you have been able to spend some time with friends and family and hopefully relax a little bit. Christmas gets money starting every January, and then I can purchase gifts throughout the year if I need to. The last few years I've started in around about October, and I'm usually done by the beginning of December. So at the end of November, this account still had $291.95 in there, and it has nothing, as I just completely cleared out what was still in there, and I made a donation to some charity with the leftover money, as I didn't need to spend all that I saved up, which is great. So we are going to start out with a couple of binders. Typically I don't start out with these, but there's not too much going on in these. So this is first up, home. So this is for a new home. If you are new, I am planning to purchase a different place to live in either 2026 or 2027, as the condo I live in does not allow pets. I knew that going into it, but I am really wanting a dog of my own, and therefore I need to move because I can't have one while I live here. So in new home, most of this is in the bank. There's $550 $50 in the bank and $20 in cash. And if you go back and watch my 2026 goals, you will see that I do have some goals that do definitely involve this category. And at the end, by the way, at the end of November, it only had $450 in there. Only. That's still quite a bit of money. So it is up over $120. Next up is condo insurance. So this is insurance for my current condo, and it is fully funded at $300. That's been fully funded for a while. It had the same last month, so there's no change. I like to sort of fast track items that I need to pay for yearly, like condo insurance, like my vehicle registration, things like that. I like to save up as quickly as possible after I've paid for them, and that way I know I have the money ready well in advance. Next up is furniture. So this got a little bit of a boost. This is going to be furniture for a new place, not my current place. And at the end of November, it had $20 in there, and at the end of December, we have $100 placeholder in there. Got some money from some savings challenges, which is always really great. Next up is appliances. This would be appliances for a future place. It has had nothing and still has nothing, as well as home maintenance, which is going to be for future home. So we're just going to set that binder off to the side. I'm just going to get a drink. I have been feeling sick for quite a while, if you've been around, and it's not left. It's mostly kind of in like my sinuses, as well as it affects my voice a little bit, but like knock on wood, I haven't really been coughing or anything. So whatever it is, it's hanging on, but thankfully it's not been too bad. Okay, so next up I am going to be going into my A5 binder, and this houses 3 different categories. So first up is my emergency fund, and again, I have emergency fund goals for 2026, so definitely go check out that video. But and this tracker, by the way, is from Iris Budgets. It's a custom tracker, and it is laminated, so it will get used again and again. And the envelope is from Kayla at Budgets of Bloom on Etsy. And we have 1,400, 500, 650 in emergency. And let me just, if I could type properly, I do apologize. I am filming this after work, and so the fingers are not cooperating as well as I would like them to. In this category, an emergency fund, at the end of November, I had 1,400 in here, so I'm up $250. And I've been treating emergency fund like a bill, and I will continue to do so into next year. So next up is new vehicle. This is for a new vehicle in the future, hopefully way down the road. Again, this tracker is from Iris Budgets, a custom one. It saves $1,000, but the goal is to obviously complete it many, many times, as I would like to have no debt regarding a new vehicle, or as such a small amount that I would use whatever I have saved in here to help put towards it. So it has $20, I believe. It's not gotten any love, but it will start in the new year. I will be putting money in here. And so in new vehicle, we have 5, 10, 15, and 20. So yes, it has not changed, which is okay. And there we go. And next up is month ahead. So this is month ahead for a future place. So my goal is when I purchase a new place, I will sell my current condo. And so this would be money to help me pay for any bills, so that I didn't rely solely on my paycheck to help pay for them. So it's not your typical like month ahead, but that's what I'm oh my goodness, I cannot speak. That is what I'm basically using it as. So I have already started on my second month. I have already completed 1 month worth of savings. So I have saved $120 for cell phone, $120 for gas, that is gas in a vehicle, $180 in car insurance, so that is 2 months worth of car insurance, $100 for groceries, $130 for my property tax, $180 for cable and internet, $470 for my condo fees, $610 for my mortgage and $100 for my buffer. So in here, I have saved $2,010, which is great. The goal for 2 months would be $3,600, so we are well on our way. And I do keep track of all of them in their own trackers, in their own categories. But I have been updating this little tracker at the front. This little tracker is from Budgets and Dreams. Jen, she's a UK-based budgeter. She made them, and yes, I love that. All right, so next up, I am going to be going into what I would kind of call my revolving binder. And these are items that get built up and then get spent. So I'm just going to set this other binder off to the side. And first up, we have hair. So hair appointments, not like shampoo or conditioner, but hair appointments. So at the end of November, I had $30 in here, and I have 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60 in here now. My next appointment is in the middle of January, and my appointment costs $75, and that includes tax and tip. So next up is nails, which nails is going to be next appointment around just a few days before the hair appointment, so mid-January. And at the end of November, I had 45, and I have 20, 30, 35, 40, 45. And so really no change, but I did have an appointment in December. It did get money. It gets money every paycheck. So $45 is enough for an appointment and a half. My appointment is $30. Next up is beauty, which had $20 at the end of November, and it has 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, and 70. So this is where stuff like shampoo would come from, unless I wanted to come out of my spending money. It's typically stuff I buy. My skincare, I do use skincare I buy from the shopping channel, but Sephora as well. So that's usually where the money goes to. Next up is clothes. So at the end of November, I had $65 in clothes, and I have no plans to be purchasing any new clothes. I am hoping to lose some weight here. I've already lost almost 10 pounds, and so most likely I'm going to need some new pants. Currently, most of the pants I have already have stretch and stuff, so they still fit. But if I reach my weight loss goal, which I don't really have a total goal, but I would like to lose 20 to 30 pounds at least, I have a feeling I'll be needing to buy some new pants. So in clothes, we have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 1, 5, and 10. So we are up $45 in here, but this is just something that gets spent when basically I buy some clothes. So that is great. Next up is sort of priority sinking funds, and here we have technology, and technology is it had 330 at the end of November, and it has 300, 450 in the bank now, so we are up 120. It did get some money from some savings challenges this month, so that's why it's built up. Next up is pets. So again, I do not have a pet. This is a future pet. But at the end of November, we had $600 in here, and I currently have, and I have it written down, but I always like to double check my placeholders. I have 500 and 700 in the bank, and because I don't have a pet, but I would like a future pet, I am treating this like a part of a bill in my budget, so it gets money every single paycheck, and I think that's just going to make the transition easier from going not having a dog to having a dog. Obviously expenses are always happening, so yeah, I'm treating it like a bill. So next up is gifts. So gifts mainly occur in my family in the summer months, and obviously Mother's Day, Father's Day is in the springtime, so I don't need a whole lot of money in here right now. At the end of November, I had nothing, but it has 10 and 20 in there because it did get some money from a savings challenge. So this starts getting money in the springtime, so usually around, well, actually kind of late winter, early spring, kind of like March, April, I start really putting money in here, and then all throughout the summer. So next up is giving. So I like to give. I've been giving even when I was paying off my debt, as I just believe that I am very blessed, very lucky. And so I wanted to always be giving a little bit. And I think that just is something I'm going to continue. So at the end of November, I had $50 in here, and at the end of December, I have 10, 20, and 30. That is because I made some donations over the month, and so technically it's down $20, but it did get some money, so that is good. And we're just going to put this binder away, and we're going to bring in sort of my lesser priority sinking funds. And we have, first up is renewals. So this is for my AAA membership as well as my car registration. And it has had $200. So we have $200 in placeholders in here, as each one's roughly about $100. And it has had that for quite a while. So it has had no change in there. Next up is subscriptions. The only subscription I have, well, I have not the only one. I have Netflix. That is part of my monthly bill, because if I ever want to cancel it, I can cancel it. I get Disney Plus for absolutely free with my cable and internet package. The only subscription that I have is Sirius XM. I listen to it while I work, as well as in my vehicle, and I had gotten a 2-year deal back in 2024 for $5 a month roughly. And so what I did was just threw the money at my credit card that it renews on every single month. I don't know if I'm going to renew in July of 2026, only if they offer me around that $5 a month will I. And so it might get some money in the springtime if I decide I'm going to renew. If not, there will be nothing, and it has had nothing for quite a while. So next up is low priority, but still important, is health. So typically I need this money more towards the end of the year when my benefits quit reimbursing me for things that I've paid for. And some years can be, I can go almost the entire year without needing to basically pay myself back. And this year I've had to pay myself back quite a bit because benefits didn't start reimbursing me fairly. I think it was around October maybe. So yeah, it's kind of like a health buffer. So at the end of November, I had $70 and I have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. And that is because I've had to use it for some meds and physiotherapy appointment. So I haven't cleaned off the tracker yet that I use as a visual representation, but I will get to it. Next up is travel. I don't have any plans to travel. Travel is very expensive within Canada, and flying almost anywhere from anywhere in Canada seems to be absolutely ridiculous. So I have no plans to be traveling anytime soon. It has $150 in the bank, and it has had $150 for quite a while, as it's just not a priority for me. So not at this current time. I am much more of a homebody type person. I've seen a few things in the world, nothing too crazy, because like I say, it costs so much money to travel, but I definitely like to be close to home. So I'm just going to get a drink of water. Next up is night out. I've basically been using this money for going to yoga classes through my city's rec program. But if I wanted to use this for a comedian, if I wanted to perchance go to a concert, although concerts are absolutely ridiculous in price, if I wanted to maybe attend a sporting event, hockey game is what I would probably go see. I could use the money from here. At the end of November, I had $30 in here, and I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, and 60. Typically, the yoga class I attend, it's yin yoga, is usually about $10 a class, but you have to pay for the whole session. So usually a session is about 8 weeks, some are 6 weeks, some are 5 weeks. It just depends on the schedule. And they don't typically do them in the summertime. So, you have to pay like the $50 up front sort of thing. So, I'm just double checking to make sure I didn't forget anything. So next up, I do have some challenges I am counting. So I'm going to be saving yearly yearly savings, mini savings challenge I'm going to start in the new year. And 2027 is from Budget with Ira, and I'll be doing that next year. But in this amazing challenge from Budget with Ira, it is a 2026 challenge. It comes with the envelope as well as the challenge. I do have money in here. I wanted to save money, and I have no plans yet for what I'm going to use it for, but we will see kind of when something comes up what I want to use it for. But in here I have oh yeah, we have 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, and 180, because I made each icon 15. That is correct. So it's not going to get any money right now. I haven't decided what I'm going to use it for. So, but I just like knowing that I do have some money there. I have thought about maybe keeping it, and around that kind of Black Friday time, I've really gotten into Bath and Body Works. I mean, I kind of always have, but the last little while, and they do some pretty good deals. They do Candle Day. If anybody ever, I have purchased during Candle Day before. It's kind of at the beginning of December. There's Body Care Day. So I've thought about maybe keeping this money for kind of that later in the year when there might be sales on stuff and that I might want to spend a little bit more on, but we will see. The rest of the challenges, those you'll start seeing being stuffed in the new year, but I never count them, as when they're completed, they're put usually towards a sinking fund. And next up, oh, by the way, on that 2026 challenge, I had $80 at the end of November, so $100 went in there. And next up is going to be the $500 Iris binder, and this is from Iris Budgets as well. And if you are new, I am using this to save, as basically I will need surgery probably again in 2026 is the goal, and I will be on disability, and disability obviously does not pay what a normal pay check is. And so I've worked out my budget, and I was off last time about 3 months roughly, and hopefully I will be off for about the same amount of time, hopefully no complications or anything, but I need roughly about $1,000 to help me cover some basic bills, as well as some things that I obviously want to still achieve. So it is kind of acting like an emergency fund, but because I know I'm going to need that money ahead of time, my goal was to complete this binder twice, so that's $1,000, and I've already completed it once, so there is already $500 in the bank. And then I am just going to figure out how much I actually have left to stuff here, and then that will tell me how much I need to write down. So we are needing, $155, and that is so that we have $345 in there plus the $500 already in the bank. So we have $845 in this binder. I'm hoping to have this done very, very early in 2026. So then that's one less thing I have to worry about. And so at the end of November, there was $660 in this category, and so we're up almost $200. We're up $185, which is great. So we are done. Everything has been covered, which is great. At the end of November, I had across all my categories. Now, keep in mind, this does not include my actual property tax account. This does not include my checking account. This does not include any of my investments. These are just my sinking funds and categories that I'm saving up for or I'm constantly using. I had $912.81 at the end of November, and at the end of December I have $7,985.97. So just under $15 shy of $8,000. Overall, I'm up over $1,000. I'm up $1,073.16, and that is amazing. Some of these categories, like I say, are definitely priorities, and I treat them like bills, so I know every month that those categories should go up. But to be almost at $8,000 at the end of December, I am so proud of myself. Cash stuffing, budgeting really does work. I just want to take a quick look and just see where I was at back in December of 2024. So I have been keeping track since I started doing this. So at the end of December of 2024, I was across all my different categories, and some are new. So yeah, some have gotten more money, but at the end of last year, the same time, I had $3,504.76. So if I just kind of round it off and we just say there's 8,000 in there, even though that's not exactly what I have, I'm basically up over $4,500 in a year. And that is amazing because, like I say, some of these categories are revolving and there has been some new goals, but this really does motivate me to keep on going and keep budgeting and keep cash stuffing. I hope that it inspires you as well. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I plan to do a giveaway when I reach 500 subscribers. You can't win if you're not subscribed. And I just want to send everybody a huge amount of love. I hope you have an amazing new year, 2026. I hope for great things for you. I'm hoping for great things for myself. And yeah, budgeting and cash stuffing really, I know, will help me get there. So if you are thinking about doing this, I highly suggest you start out small because you will see big changes. But yes, I'm just wishing everybody the best, and I will see you in 2026. Have a fabulous one. Bye, everybody.